Hi everyone, welcome to today's video where we'll be diving into the Verbal Reasoning or VR section of the UCAT. I'm Dr. Sarah Nichols, and in this video I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to excel in the VR section of the UCAT, especially with the updates coming for the 2025 exam. So here's what we'll be covering in this video. First of all, we'll be having a look at what verbal reasoning is, the number of questions, time limits, and the changes for 2025. We'll also be looking at the different types of questions you'll face in the VR section of the UCAT. And I'll be taking you through a step-by-step walkthrough of a VR question so that you feel well prepared for what you're going to be facing. Then we'll look at some key tips and strategies to help you tackle the VR section efficiently and improve your score. But before we dive in, if you're looking for extra support with your UCAT preparation, be sure to check out StudyMind's UCAT courses for personalised guidance. You can see the links to those in the description box below. And stay tuned to the end of the video for an exclusive discount on one-to-one tutoring. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and drop any comments or thoughts in the comment section below. Let's get started. Section 1. What is verbal reasoning in the UCAT? The Verbal Reasoning, or VR, section of the UCAT is designed to assess your ability to read and understand written passages and extract relevant information to answer questions quickly and accurately. It's all about evaluating your comprehension, your critical thinking, and your ability to interpret written information under time pressure. This section is crucial for aspiring medics as it mimics the kind of reading and information processing that you'll do in medical school and in your future career. So here's what you need to know about this section of the UCAT exam. You'll face 44 questions in total. These will be split into 11 passages with 4 questions for each passage. But you now have 22 minutes to answer these questions, which is an increase of a minute from previous years. So this gives you 30 seconds per question. The time is tight, especially when this 30 seconds also includes reading the passage as well. So speed and accuracy is key here. Let's have a look at some of the changes for 2025. For the UCAT 2025 exam, the VR section will see a few updates. There will be more diverse question types. There will be an increased emphasis on analysing information critically, not just recalling facts. You'll encounter more questions where you need to evaluate the purpose or intent behind the passage, or answer questions based on implied meaning. Next, longer passages. Some of the reading passages may be slightly longer, so being able to quickly identify key points will be more important than ever. These changes mean that you will need to fine-tune your reading speed and comprehension skills, as well as your ability to pick out important details under time pressure. Section 2. Types of questions in verbal reasoning. In the VR section, there are 2 main question types. Let's go over each one so you can prepare accordingly. True, false, or can't tell. You'll be asked to decide whether statements made in the question are true, false, or if you can't tell based on the information provided in the passage. This tests your ability to identify factual information and make judgments about it. Reading comprehension. In these questions, you'll be asked to make inferences and draw conclusions from information provided. By familiarising yourself with these question types, you'll be able to approach each one with a clear strategy. Section 3. Example walkthrough of a VR question. Okay, so now let's go through an example question to show you how to approach it. Read the passage on screen and have a look at the statement. Can you see whether it is true, false, or you cannot tell? Pause the video to read the passage and try to work out the answer. We'll go through how to answer this together afterwards. So here's the example question. On the 17th of February 2013, at the annual sports conference, the government was accused of turning its back on school sport and undermining the Olympic legacy 6 months after the Games. Shadow Sports Minister Cliff Efford, MP, told the BBC, "What has gone on in school sports is absolutely disastrous." Education Secretary Michael Gove is expected to announce a new strategy for school sports later this month. Effort continues, "We need a long-term strategy blueprint to get sport into our schools. If we don't, we're storing up a huge problem for ourselves, for the economy and for the NHS." Doing nothing isn't an option. Despite record investment in elite and community sport, the government has made some cuts in school sports. Ministers say that they're spending £1 billion on youth sport over the next 5 years through Sport England. But the government has abolished ring-fenced funding for the National School Sport Partnerships, SSPs, and ended recommendation for 2 hours of PE in schools each week. The SSP network enabled well-equipped hub secondary schools to lend PE teachers to those that needed them, especially primary schools. So here's the first question. Question statement. The Olympic Games began in August 2012. 1. True, 2. False, or 3. Cannot tell. Let's have a look at some answer rationale. The only reference made to timelines in this passage is in the first paragraph, wherein it's stated that February 2013 coincides with 6 months after the Games. However, it's not stated as to when this half-yearly calculation began, and it's unclear whether this is the start, middle, or end of the Games. This suggests that there is some information missing in order to make assumptions in the statement. And so, the answer is C, cannot tell. How did you get on with answering that question yourself? Section 4, how to answer verbal reasoning questions. Key tips. So now that we've gone through an example, let's talk about some strategies for answering VR questions efficiently. Read the passage strategically. Don't try to necessarily read every word in the passage. Instead, focus on key sentences that introduce the main ideas and any sentences with facts or opinions that are directly related to the question. It's a good idea to skim the passage for important details and use your time wisely. The next tip is to focus on the question first. Before reading the entire passage, glance at the question first. This will give you a sense of what to focus on when you're reading the passage. It helps you to know what information to look for. Next, look for keywords. In true, false, or can't tell, or specific detail questions, highlight or understand keywords in the passage that are directly related to the question. This can help you narrow down the relevant information quickly. Practice skimming and scanning. Since the VR section is time pressured, practicing how to skim and scan passages for key points is crucial. Try to get the main idea of the passage quickly and don't dwell too long on any one detail. Next, be cautious with inference. Inference questions can be tricky because they often require you to go beyond what's actually been said. Make sure you're basing your inferences on what the passage strongly implies, not what you assume. Also, eliminate wrong answers. If you're unsure about a question, use the process of elimination. This strategy helps you to narrow down choices and increase your chances of selecting the correct answer. The verbal reasoning section of the UCAT tests your ability to quickly read, understand, and analyse written information. By practicing regularly and applying strategic approaches, you'll be able to handle this section efficiently and improve your score. So it's well worth practicing. Remember, the key is to manage your time, read strategically, and focus on the main points of the passage. At MedicMind, we're here to support you. Our expert UCAT tutors have written a comprehensive UCAT textbook, devised and in-depth UCAT online courses and question banks, and offer personalised one-to-one tutoring. And do you remember at the start of this video when I mentioned a code for 50% off one-to-one tutoring? Well, here it is. You can use the code NEWTRIAL50 at checkout for 50% off one-to-one tutoring. You can find the link for this in the description box below. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment with any questions or tips for the VR section. Best of luck with your UCAT preparation, and we'll see you in the next video.